Okay, so I just finished up week 28 of the 18-month program that I'm doing. Not a whole lot to update, I don't think. I did, I would say overall this week was definitely better than last week because I did actually track what I ate this week. Last week, like I said, was the first week that I, hadn't really like tracked my meals like this whole time. But I did get back on it this week. I did not get back on like sticking to any sort of diet plan. It was more just like, I don't know, I wasn't doing the protein shakes or anything like that, but I still like had some pretty good workouts. Like the workouts this week, were probably the best that I've had in a long time. And it was kind of split between like me going to the gym by myself and my roommate came with me a couple of times. But I did push myself this week. This was the first week that I was like just a little bit sore almost every day. And I feel like I did make some more progress in the gym than I had been making. Um, so the workouts were really good. The diet wasn't really on. I wasn't tracking macros. And yeah, what I was doing is my roommate typically goes to the gym in the evening and then he's been picking up food on the way home. And so I've been having him pick me up some food. So I think most of this week I was either getting like a sandwich from Panera Bread or a sandwich from McAllister's. And so I was having like sandwiches and chips, which were a lot of carbs. So you'll see that in my tracking app. Like it was a pretty high carb week. Different from last week though. I'm pretty sure I ate way more calories last week, but I didn't track them. But it was weird because even though I was like eating a lot of calories and I didn't feel like I was really pushing myself that hard, I still like felt pretty lean just going off of how I was feeling. Um, and I think my measurements were pretty decent last week and my weight was okay. This week though, even though my workouts were better and I think my calories were lower, um, and this didn't happen until like yesterday, I felt pretty lean like all week, just going off of how I was feeling. But then like yesterday and definitely this morning, I stopped like feeling lean. So like I'm feeling a little bit chubbier. But also something I noticed is like the last 2 or 3 days, I've been like extra thirsty. So like to the point to where I'll wake up in the middle of the night and just chug some water. Um, so I don't know if like that correlates to like me feeling chubbier. Like maybe it's like water weight because I'm drinking so much water. Um, and I do think I'm holding on to the water because I haven't noticed, like, I know I'm drinking more water, but I'm not going to the bathroom like an extra amount for the amount that I'm drinking. So I don't know. That's just something that I've noticed. Based on how I feel, I do think my measurements, especially in my midsection, are probably gonna be higher this week. So I don't know. I guess we'll just see. But I'm not like, I still feel pretty good about the workout. Like I'm not doing, or the program, like I know I'm not doing it like perfectly. And I know I would make a lot more progress if I was really watching my meals and what I'm eating and really sticking to like being in a little bit of a calorie deficit. But I don't know, it's just such a long program. Like I know if it was like a short-term thing, like if it was like a month, um I could definitely do it if it was like a month or two, even 3 months. I stuck to a 3-month program pretty well. But I think like just the length of it, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I can't just, I don't know. It's just hard to stick to it. But I'm not, like I feel pretty good about it because even though I'm not really sticking to the meal plan that well, like I still feel like I'm making progress. I'm still going to the gym every single day. I'm still doing the workouts. I'm still getting my steps in. I feel really good. So yeah, I mean, I will get back on it, but I think I've got like this big trip that I've been talking about coming up, and a part of me just wants to be like, oh, just wait until after the trip. But that's honestly, if I wait until after the trip, it's gonna be over a month away. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Like I still feel pretty good. I'm still making good progress, and I'm just kind of hoping that there is a shred component at the end of this program that is 10 weeks. And so I'm just hoping that I'm building muscle, and then at the end of this, I can commit and stick to it and really like do the shred part. So yeah, but for now, I'm just kind of like keeping consistent. Tracking my meals will benefit me then, because you know, just doing all this, just getting in the routine of doing all this, I think will help me like towards the end of this, and then also like whenever I do actually train to compete after this. So yeah, I'm not giving up by any means. I'm just I am just like not staying as on top of the food and everything, and I'm losing like that drive and that motivation to do that. But I don't know. But on another note, with like my trip, I've got the plans, I've got some of the dates set up that I'm gonna go visit some places to collect data for my research. And it looks like I'm gonna be leaving at the end of this month on the 30th. And so I'll still be doing these updates while I'm on the trip. I'm starting to get pretty excited about it. I was a little nervous about it, but now I'm getting pretty excited, and I think the fact that my roommate's coming with me, I think he'll at least help keep me on track with the working out in the different cities that we're at. And I even started looking at like some gym options. It looks like almost every city we're going to will at the very least have a Planet Fitness, but my roommate wants to try out some new gyms, so I've been looking, and there are some pretty unique gyms along the way. So I think we're gonna stop at one in Oklahoma City and Amarillo, Texas, Tucson. Where else are we going? We're gonna go to Vegas. We're gonna go to a place called, I think it's Paso Robles, California, Reno, Boise, maybe Salt Lake City. And the end of the trip, I don't have all the plans worked out now, but it's looking like maybe Salt Lake City, Fort Collins, and Denver, and then wherever else we may have to stop before we get home. So yeah, it's gonna be a big trip, but it looks like there's some cool gyms along the way that we're gonna try out. So I should be able to still get at least, if I don't get a workout in every single day, it'll be at least 5 days out of the week. The trip is gonna be, it's looking like so far I think I have planned for 2 weeks to get that whole drive in. It's like over 5,000 miles or something. But yeah, so that'll be something coming up. And with that, I will call it an accomplishment if I do get like at least 5 days a week of workouts in while I'm on my trip. But yeah, for now, I'm just kind of playing it by ear. Maybe this week I'll get back on my, I think I need to come up with a whole new meal plan, because like I said, I think I'm having a hard time with what I was doing before because it was chilly and it's been so hot and so humid out here. Like, yeah, I know that it gets really hot like out west, and that's what some of the places I've been calling, they're like, oh, we should do our tours in the morning because it gets really hot here. But 100 degrees out there in the dry heat is completely different than it's been 100 degrees here and it's been raining and it's so humid that I feel like I don't want to eat something hot like chili. So maybe that's why, like the cold sandwiches I've been eating, why I've been craving those this week instead. So yeah, we'll just see. Maybe I just need to come up with a different plan. I have been craving salads this week too. There was one night, actually 2 of the nights, I got like sandwiches and salads. So I think I'm just like maybe craving like cooler foods than what I'd originally had planned, but we'll see. Anyway, I will run through my apps real quick and then we'll do the measurements. All right, starting with my Fitbit. So my weight this week, it was up. It was close to about 140. And that seems like where I just end up hitting about 140 when I'm just not really paying attention to my food. It seems like it just kind of goes somewhere between like 135 and 140 is where I tend to stay. And that's where I was this week. That's fine. Yeah, it looks like I've kind of leveled out. Let's see. Around there. What else? Go to my Fitness Pal. So my calories for this week were an average of a little over 2,000. I'd like to keep it below 2,000, but it is what it is. Yeah, this next week, okay, that'll be my goal for next week, is to try to keep it below 2,000 every day. My macros were terrible. Eating those veggie sandwiches, I wasn't getting like a whole bunch of protein. It was mostly carbs. So yeah, the macros weren't too good. Another thing I've been tracking, I mentioned this like a long time ago, I've been tracking my moods in this app called Dailyo. And I just do it in the morning, like while I'm at the gym on the treadmill. I'll just kind of note how I'm feeling that morning. I don't know, I've been tracking the weather, but I guess it was just a like default thing that came up, but I don't know. I don't know if there's really a correlation too much between the weather and my mood. I also just kind of note how my energy feels in the morning. And I do this after my workout, so I can kind of put like, was I feeling pretty strong that day? And then also another thing, I typically read when I'm on the treadmill, and when I read every day, I do notice that there's definitely days that I can focus more or less on my reading, and that typically kind of shows how my focus is going to be for the rest of the day. So I don't know, I've just kind of tried to think of some things that might be interesting to track and see how it kind of like goes along with my mood or whatever. I haven't noticed yet, I think I need more data, but I haven't really noticed yet a consistent theme. I've only been tracking since the middle of May, because I want to know like what days of the month should I expect to just like be in a really good mood or have more energy, things like that. And there hasn't really been like a super consistent pattern yet. So I don't know. I'm hoping if I keep tracking for a few more months, maybe I'll start to see a pattern in my moods. Maybe not. Maybe it's just random, just depending on what's going on. I don't know, but that's also something I've been looking at. So I will hop over and take my measurements. Okay, so I just want to show you my shorts real quick. I don't normally wear color, but I do really like these shorts. I don't think they're like the most flattering, but they're super comfortable. But anyway, here we go. Here's my results for this week. Again, I feel like I look about the same every week. Like I said, I think I'm just holding out hope that the shred at the end of this program, that you're really gonna be able to see the results that I'm building. But for now, like I said, I'm just doing what I need to do to get through it. So here we go. I don't know. You know how my measurements tend to change the most in my chest. We'll see if my chest has gone up, since I did go up in weight a little bit, but I do feel like my midsection definitely feels a little chubbier this week than it has been. So here at the band, 30 exactly. I think that's what I had last week. Actually, it's a little bit smaller. I did get some pretty good back workout in this week. I trained my roommate on that, I think. And then up here, 34. That's actually a 1/4 inch less as well. Last week that was 34 1/4 for my waist. Looking like right at about 31. Yeah, that's just a little bit higher. Last week it was 30.75. So that went up a 1/4. And then my hips. Looks like right at 39 1/4. That went up quite a bit. Maybe I'm putting it on all around here. Yeah, last week it was 38.5. And for my thigh, oh, looks like my thighs went up too, I think. Right at about 21.5, maybe a little bit more than that. Oh, that's about the same as last time. I think it's just slightly over 21.5, but I'm just gonna put 21.5. So it's about what I expected. I didn't think there would be too much of a change, but yeah. So goal this week is to try to stay under 2,000 calories every day. I think I'm going to be a little bit busy with work this week and trying to get all the plans finished up for my my trip. So typically when I'm busier, I don't know, I tend to eat less. So that could have an impact on my diet as well. So I don't know, kind of a boring update. We'll just see how it goes.